Right then, this is a walk around video and this is for a Honda CR-V 2-litre EX manual. Absolutely beautiful looking car. It's the facelift model, as you can see, finished in white, which looks absolutely brilliant on these facelift models because it's basically, obviously with the EX you get the black roof, you get this new grille with the chrome trim and the silver trims below. It just breaks up the colour beautifully. It works absolutely superbly. Front of the car, lights and lenses clear, intact, no cracks, no condensation. Bumper wonderfully clean. Likewise the bonnet of the car, hardly a stone chip anywhere on there at all. Near side of the vehicle, absolutely indentation free. Front wheel on the near side, the one that takes all of the bashing, there's nothing at all on there. So it's a little bit later in the day than I'd normally do them. I do apologise, and I'm not doing them in my normal place because ironically it's noisier than it is here, which is hard to believe. Near side rear alloy, absolutely unmarked again. And then coming around the back of the car, again, just such a good looking car. This facelift model, they've done such a lovely job on it, Honda. Around the back again, really clean. A couple of minor chips on the bumper where people are putting things in and out, but I'm being mega critical. Offside, driver's side, again, absolutely beautifully clean. Offside rear alloy, completely unmarked. And then remaining panels, absolutely wonderfully clean. And final alloy, just in beautiful condition there. So externally, I mean, it really is in absolutely fabulous condition. So coming to the back of the car now, absolutely huge boots, and this is where CR-Vs and cars of their type tend to let themselves down because they get very heavily used, yet this one is in absolutely stunning conditions. It looks like the boots hardly ever been used. Coming to the back now, wide opening rear doors, gives you really good access, and again the Achilles heel of all CR-Vs, and yet the back of here, it's just in absolutely wonderful condition. And an amazing amount of leg room as well, and the front seats are set for me, and I'm over 6 foot tall, so not cheating. It's coming in on the passenger side at the front, again absolutely stunningly clean. So finally, driver's door card, one that shows all of the wear, and there's absolutely nothing on there at all. It looks absolutely as new. Footwell areas are lovely and clean, and the driver's seat, which is electrically adjusted, again in absolutely fantastic condition. It's finally inside the car. Engine's running for this section as they always do, so the dash can be seen illuminated. Dashboard just looks brand new. It's just wonderfully clean. Sat nav, as you can see there, working perfectly. Pop the car into reverse. Get that lovely gridded clear parking camera at the back there. But it is in simply gorgeous condition. If we go up to the main binnacle there, you can see 55,755 miles, and there are no warning lights on the dash at all. Steering wheel just looks like new, in all honesty. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock wheel nut key are both here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 2-litre EX. This car is registered SY65VNT, and mileage currently showing is 55,755 miles. Reason we do these videos is very simple indeed. We basically just want anyone that's looking at any of our cars online to actually see the car we're advertising in operation. We feel it's really important, basically because we know to our cost, having gone to see cars which have got fundamental issues that show up whilst driving, so that's what we want to let people know about before they set off to us, should that be the case, as unlikely as it may be. Road test is also done on these lovely quiet country roads very close to our premises, and this actually forms part of the road test route we take any prospective buyers on. Reason we do it on this route, of course, is hopefully then it'll be representative of what you'd feel yourself should you be offered a test drive in the car. Firstly, a bit of an apology, it's a little bit later in the day than I'd normally do the videos, so the sun might be a bit glary, it might be a bit gloomy in here, but I'm really pressed for time to get these done, so I have to pick my times when I can. So coming to the car, I mean, it's been wonderfully looked after. The walk around video gives an insight into just what this car's all about, because it is in gorgeous condition and it drives as well as it looks. All of the servicing up to the one we've just done has been done by the Honda main dealers, and the investment in its maintenance shows, because the car drives absolutely as new. And I hate saying that because it's such a cliche in the used car trade, but it genuinely does. It just feels so tight. Engine starts instantly and settles to a completely smooth, even idle. No warning lights on the dashboard at all whilst the engine's running, and temperature gauge running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on a Honda car. But it is a brilliant engine. In terms of reliability, there's absolutely nothing to touch it in its class. But it's just a lovely engine to use day in, day out. It's smooth, quiet, it revs keenly, it sounds great when you rev it as well, if you like kind of sort of the sporty nature of some inline fours, and this is one of the greats. But a lovely engine. It's it's plenty powerful enough, but it's also got a on longer trips, fuel economy is really good. Engine then feeds through into clutch and gearbox. Clutch on the car, absolutely perfect. It's slick and positive in actuation. The bite point is exactly where it's meant to be. The gearbox, as I say in pretty much every CR-V video, is just brilliant. The positioning of the gear lever is perfect. It's slightly higher than you'd get in a normal car, but that's the natural place to have a gear lever, in all honesty. Your elbow sits again naturally on the padded armrest in the middle, and it just all falls to hand beautifully. But the quality of the gear change is sensational. It would easily go into any of Honda's more sporty cars. It's short and throw, it's got a beautiful weighting to it, it just feels mechanical, which is ironic given the fact that it's a cable actually that goes through the gearbox underneath. But Honda put a lot of effort into making that feel good, and have done a brilliant job on it, and that feels absolutely as new to use. Steering of the car, really nicely weighted, very positive and accurate, very car-like and very un-SUV-like compared to some which can feel quite sort of bus-like and a bit vague. This has just got a very nice weighting, as I said, very accurately done. Tracks absolutely dead straight. There's no vibrations at all at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit, but all feels lovely and taut in hand. The chassis, again, I mean, Honda know this market intimately. The CR-V is the best-selling SUV in the world, and it's easy to see why, because they strike such a lovely balance between giving really good body control through the corners, so it's not sort of heave-hoing about, which again so many seem to do, which can be very unsettling for particularly rear seat passengers, but also gives you a very compliant and very comfortable ride. What I'm looking for on road test, the point of these road tests, is just listening out for any kind of mechanical noises coming from underneath the car, any kind of clatterings or banging noises, and there's nothing at all. Worth pointing out, the car will be going for an independent MOT, hopefully tomorrow, if not early next week, but that'll all be done, but all those things will be checked as part of that MOT quite clearly. So let's swing around here. And I apologise because we're probably be going into the sun now, which is going to be quite glary. I'll get up to speed and just give the brakes a bit of a thump as well. Shannon's directly behind me. Just give it a nice hard thump. Good powerful brake pedal on the car. What I'm looking for is obviously good bites, which I've got, but particularly that there shouldn't be any kind of pulsing or vibrations coming back through the brake pedal, and there's nothing at all, so all in fine fettle there. So coming to the interior, which is in, as I said in the walk around video, I mean, it's just in a beautiful condition in here, it really is. But it's a lovely place to sit and drive a car. You've got fantastic visibility. I can actually see a bonnet of a car, which is a minor miracle these days. You've got these huge wing mirrors, which just basically means you just get that feeling that you're in control of the car. You've got to see what's going on around you. So many modern cars, you seem to be cocooned in the middle of them, trapped in a sort of slightly claustrophobic way, where you don't get a particularly good view of the road and what's going on. Honda do a brilliant job of that. Again, it's wonderful. Dash's simplicity to use. It's, you know, a couple of days in the car and you pretty much mastered it, but all working perfectly. You've got this huge sat-nav screen, certainly for its era, all working perfectly there. You've got a dual zone climate control system, so you can have different temperatures side to side, and it's pumping out absolutely ice cold air, by the way. Switch gear is of the very highest quality. It's got that lovely kind of rubbery click action to it that Honda do brilliantly well. Seems like a daft and trivial thing, but it's just so satisfying. After, you know, years of operating it, it'll still feel the same. The binnacle in front is just simple, easy, legible, really nicely presented, and all working exactly as it should. The steering wheel, leather bound, it's small, lovely and small in diameter. Again, unlike too many SUVs where they have kind of lorry style steering wheels, and this is very small in diameter. It just feels great. It makes the car feel nice and chuckable and manoeuvrable, and it looks and feels as new to hold, and all its functions working exactly as they should. This is a four-wheel drive version of the CR-V. There are no buttons to press on it because it does it all for you. Honda, again, in their wisdom, worked out that most people will be doing as I am today, driving in perfectly good conditions where you don't need four-wheel drive permanently on. So what it does, basically, if the front wheels start to lose grip, let's say on snow, ice or mud, if you're towing something, it instantly recognises that, brings in the four-wheel drive absolutely seamlessly, and it's a bit like someone giving you a push in the back and helping you on your way. It's just genius in the way it works, and it's incredibly efficient. I've got a CR-V and we tow a caravan, and we've never come close to getting stuck with it. The beauty of it, of course, is the fact that because it's not permanently on, the problem with permanent four-wheel drive systems is they end up using more fuel, putting more mechanical stress through the cars and getting through the tyres more quickly. And the advantage of it being part-time, of course, is you're not using it the whole time, so it's a lot more reliable. We've not so much as put a spanner on a Honda Honda using this system. We've been selling them for nearly 3 decades now. But as I said at the start of the video, it's brief, but it's just to show the car in operation and to feedback on any issues, of which there's nothing at all. Whoever is lucky enough to get this car, sorry, there's some little ducklings there, I'm not going to run them over. Yeah, whoever's going to be lucky enough to get this car will be getting a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful vehicle. It just drives so nicely. It's so sweet and smooth to drive. As always though, if you've got any questions, don't hesitate, do give us a call.